about, like, when we talk with young people too, like about vocation, you know, and just, you know, like with marriage, it's like, yeah, I'm called to be married, but who are you called to be married to? How is that marriage going to be a ministry to people, or those who are called to the priesthood? Okay, great, you're an ordained priest. Now, in what capacity will you serve as a priest? You know, and those kinds of. So I know you've served as, you know, parish priest and the vocations director for the diocese as well, and now among other things. But
every job that I did prepared me for this, and so Spanish came to me in high school. I didn't go to Spanish.
Really?
We had our Spanish teacher called up one day saying, I have an exchange student coming from Peru who needs a place and the family just canceled. Would you take him in?
Oh.
And Mom said, no, we have 9 kids. And it was a couple of weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
And the guy's coming the day after Christmas. No. But that night, Mom mentioned it to us. And I don't know why, we just felt something about that. And the kids, we all said, please, let's have him.
Yeah.
And we talked her into it. And that changed our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Our whole family is different now.
Because of that kid?
He was so good. I'm good friends with him.
Are you still?
Oh yeah, I just saw him about.
Did you really?
A couple months ago.
Wow.
He came by Casa Hogar. He's from Arequipa, Peru.
Okay.
And Ignacio by Yolanda. And I didn't like Spanish. I was in Spanish 1 in my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it. And then he came, and within a month I liked Spanish.
Wow.
And then the teacher said, we should really have somebody go from here to South America.
Oh.
I raised my hand.
Yeah.
She said, no, you're in Spanish 1. This is for Spanish 3 or 4. So she kept asking. Nobody wanted it. I kept raising my hand.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted it.
Yeah.
And finally she gave it to me out of default. There was nobody else.
Oh.
And I went to Ecuador. It was very difficult to go there with only 1 stinking year of Spanish.
I bet.
But I came back from that experience for my 2nd semester senior year and jumped into Spanish 4, 2nd semester. Graduated, went to college. What do you like? I don't know, Spanish. Can make a Spanish major. So I was a Spanish major in college. And then we traveled again. And so Spanish has been a part of my life forever. And when I got ordained, I've always had a desire for the missions.
Yeah.
I did volunteer work for Glen Mary Missions,
Mm-hmm.
Visited Maryknoll Mission
Mm-hmm.
in South America, a couple of them, when I was traveling. And, but I never wanted to be a diocesan.
Really?
It's boring.
It's boring. So when you got the call to go to Casa Hogar, was it like all the light bulbs went on your path? Like, oh, that, like you said, this led me to this, to this, to this.
Well, first of all, I thought it would be very, very boring to be a diocesan. I never wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I visited the Maryknoll, but I didn't fall in love with them. I visited Glen Mary, spent a lot of time with them, but I did not fall in love. It's like when you date a girl and you say, well, she really needs a date.
Yep.
But I have to be in love with her.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in love. And so I thought, I'm not falling in love with anybody.
Excuse me.
But I just felt like I got to do something with my life. And the only door open at that time to try the seminary, and Father Burke, now Cardinal Burke, was key in saying, try it out. And the only door open was diocesan. So,
you never know with these things.
so I went to the seminary, and little by little, it was not love at first sight, but little by little, I just felt at peace that this is what I'm meant to do. So diocesan ministry is what I'm meant to do. And then in the mid-90s, Father Joe Walieski, because I had already known him, I've known him for 50 years.
Yeah.
And he said, I would like to train missionaries. I would like to have people come down to South America, learn a mission spirituality. And so it's like missionary disciples.
Yeah.
But he used the word reverse mission. He said, we're diocesan mission. We should be preparing people to be missionaries. And so he said, I'd like to get some priests to bring people down. So there were a number of us, and we sent a group down in 96. Then in 98, 2001. I went 2004, and then after that, other priests wanted to take over, and I passed it on. Then we started having multiple trips after that. And so I've always wanted to go to the missions, but the door was closed. And then, but actually in 97, Bob Flock asked me if I would take over Bolivia. And I went to Father Burke, Bishop Burke, and he finally let me do it. But I went down there, when I got down there with Bishop Burke to talk my new assignment, this was in 97, he changed his mind.
Oh.
So I got aborted. So I didn't get it. But I felt a great peace with that.
Yeah.
And I told Bishop Burke afterwards, I said, I thought I would have a depression because it was on my mind for 9 months.
Yeah.
I never got out of my head that I would be going there. But I said, what I've learned from this is that God called me to have a mission spirituality.
Oh.
So I now know what the rest of my life's spirituality is. I don't have to be a missionary in a foreign country. I can do that here.
Yeah.
So at that point, I said, I am a missionary in the Diocese of La Crosse. That's my identity. And I was doing youth retreats and work with Hmong, work with Hispanic, teaching high school, working all over the diocese, doing the Heartstrings music ministry, and then taking trips to South America, working with kids who want to become missionaries.
Yeah.
And then in the year 2012, Bob Flock calls me up, Monsignor, now Bishop Flock. He says, I'm going on a sabbatical. Would you take it over for 5 months? I said, I'd love to. So about the time that I say yes to that, Father Sebastian calls me up. Says, I got a difficulty with visa. I've got to become a citizen of the U.S. Somebody's got to take over for 5 years.
Oh.
Well, I had told Bishop Burke, I said, I received a call. I said yes, and God shut the door. I said, I will never, ever ask to go to South America. If God wants it, He has to open the door. And I said, well, I'll wait for the bishop to call me. The bishop calls me up. Bishop Callahan says, I need somebody to go to South America. Would you go? I said, well, I'm already booked for Bolivia. He said, go there for 5 months, and then I'd have you go to Peru.
Oh,
and God opened the door.
There it was.
So people said, do you have any doubts about it? I mean, I was 57 years old.
Yeah.
At 57, my whole life is in the U.S. All my friends, my family, everything.
Everything.
And to say goodbye to that and go to foreign land, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
But I said, there was something happened to me in my 2nd grade. Somebody asked me in 2nd grade, what are you going to be when you grow up? A missionary. I said, I don't know what that means.
Right.
But I said it.
Yeah.
And I said, I have to say yes, because I want to find out what was that spark in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So, I feel that this is who I am, what I am to do.